cell phone to the meeting adjourned. So I was read by, Mike Leon and Fred Sheriff, if you stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, I thank you for that opportunity here tonight, Lord. I want to pray for everyone here, that everyone may get home safe, and I pray this will be. Amen.
Thank you, gentlemen. Approve the minutes from August 18th, 2025, public meeting.
I move.
Moved by Mike, second by Nancy. No questions? We'll vote on it. Joe?
Aye.
Nancy?
Aye.
Mike? Aye. Kid? Aye. Bonnie? Aye. Mayor report combination procedures, South Central Planning, Mr. Powell.
First property is BC 1073. This property was condemned. An update due to the on property, and our CEO has an update on current condition of the property.
This was follow-up inspection. There is no change since the previous inspection, so it is my recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
All right. I move.
Moved by Mike, second by Nancy. Any questions? Audience one time. Audience two times. We'll vote on it. Jody? Aye. Nancy?
Aye.
Mike? Aye. Kid? Aye. Donnie?
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, so
We'll get on the question business. Next one is BC 1093. This property is scheduled for condemnation hearing this date. We have a good service, Mr. Eugene Go, and the point attorney at Hot. In Ohio.
Can we just defer all of these to the end of the conference? Instead of bringing the votes, can we just defer all of these until the end of the conference?
in order to defer all.
I move.
Moved by Mike. Moved by Mike. Second by Donnie. The audience one time. Two times. We'll vote on it. Joe?
Aye.
Aye.
Mike? Aye. Kid? Donnie?
All right, BC 1063, this property has been condemned. The August 4th meeting, our CEO reported demolition has started on this property, but wanted to give the property 30 more days for demolition and cleanup. That update is due today, and our CEO has current condition of the property.
This was a follow-up inspection. All the debris has been removed from the site, so it is my recommendation to remove this property off of the condemnation list.
I'll move.
Second.
Moved by Mike, second by Nancy. We'll move to the agenda. Any questions from the audience? One time? Two times? We'll vote on it. Jody? Aye. Nancy?
Aye.
Mike? Aye. Kid? Aye. Ayes have it.
BC 1080, this property was condemned. Requests for bids were sent out as requested. Those bids are due today. So we'll come up.
All right, one seal bid. Demolition and remove all debris at 2621 South Bayou Drive, DC, in a $12,000. PM construction, Benjamin O'Donnell. All right. Wishes to come.
I'll make a motion that we hold up and moving forward because he's been, last week doing construction on this building.
Did a inspection today?
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you how to set a scalpel though. I mean, I'll be at 14 days to the project.
All right, your report first.
Yeah, all right. This was a follow-up inspection. More progress was done since the last inspection. And this should continue until all items from the initial inspection have been corrected. And it was present.
More progress.
More.
Yeah, well,
All right, motion made by Mike, the,
to hold off on moving forward with demolition, give him a little time to, what he's doing.
So how much time?
Yeah, you said south by your drive, it's north by your drive.
Yes, sir, you did.
Okay.
I just read over.
Okay.
You're correct, sir. Third time. The Lord, Jody, aye. Nancy.
Aye.
Mike. Aye. Kip. Aye. Donnie.
Aye.
Yeah, opposite Tom.
All right, next one is DC 1078. This property was condemned in June. On all homeowners as well as the applicant. There's an update on the property due September 15, 2025. There's no action necessary on this agenda item, except to say that we were contacted by, we believe, one of the property owners. Would they be here tonight? She is. He is.
Is that,
Yeah, you come up.
No, just say what she,
I don't know what was going on with the property, I've been calling everywhere, I've been calling the town hall, with messages. I'm gonna get the message out. I'm having an issue with, property of the addresses, nothing is, updated in the system, and you know, if you want this, if you want to try this, I'm just getting the paperwork from my name on, to send it, you know, to get stuff situated, so I can get stuff done. And there's the other issue with housing and everything else on financial.
Right,
All
for infrastructure.
So, Mr. Mayor, this is the property was condemned. There's nothing scheduled for this evening, but we certainly want to give the young lady an opportunity to address the council. There's no action that was going to be taken on this property tonight. It was just simply on the agenda.
You understand what I'm saying? There's no action tonight, which is going to be, by. So you're trying to get some help to fix it, or something? What do you say?
Thank you.
All right, now?
Yes.
Rochelle. I heard your name and your.
It's Mr. Shell Secrets. Can you give me a phone number? Okay, thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, now?
The property was condemned. There's an update. This 30-day condemnation order was issued. Next update on the property will be September 15th. That was 25, there's no action necessary. BC 1089 would be the next scheduled condemnation, but we're going to move them to the end. It's an ad hoc as we should go. So hash that one right now. Next one is BC 1085. This property is scheduled for a condemnation hearing today. We do have service on the extra service process for the property. I see you does have an update of the current condition of the property.
This was a follow-up inspection. Work is progressing, and this should continue until all items from the initial inspection have been corrected.
From the standpoint, what we're talking about is whether it is in current condition and a condemnable state.
Yeah, I wanted to hear.
Has pictures of this.
So are you or you not?
Some of that work's progressing, so we just need to,
You need some more time.
I'll get them on process.
Yeah.
Continue with our process.
Is it motion by Nancy to give them more time, how much time?
30, yeah. For something else.
And I have a suggestion,
Yes.
that we issue a condemnation order with like a return for 90 days. Just so that we have food service and all that stuff. That way, if they
Jody. Any questions from the audience? One time, two time, we'll go on. Jody. Aye.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Dick.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I guess, that property is BC 1075, this property was condemned in June, at the August meeting, council demolition bid, notices of demolition are, preparing a contract with the successor bidders, and getting a lot of town attorneys.
The demo notice last September. Okay, and so the council is updating that property? Okay, so it's my understanding that the owner of this property, and Tracy, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no, 1092, is it? That, Mr. Oates, the consent is going to be, the property is going to be donated to Mr. Ozan. Mr. Ozan is going to have those structures demolished prior to the 1950 date. And so it'll no longer be owned by the Millers, it'll be owned by Mr. Ozan. He's doing the demolition work. So that's a really just to update you, that's not happened yet, but it is in the works.
Let's take one item at a time, vote on receipts,
Okay.
1075, the intention. You let that be through.
Well, Mayor,
I
I
know what
was
you're saying, but
the demolition, no, we're gonna move forward in the process, because if that falls apart, then we wanna make sure. So, we're suggesting that we do a notice of demolition for September 19th. We'll send out the notices and everything, and it'll be up to them to do the donation and have the properties demolished.
you can be it.
I move.
Go Mike.
I'll second.
Second by Nancy. Any questions from the audience one time? Two times, three times, we'll go on. Jody. Aye. Nancy.
Aye.
Aye.
Dick. Aye. Aye.
All right, next property is BC 1086, this property was condemned on July 7th, at the August 18th meeting, council voted to do the other 31 days, continue cleaning, clear the property, after structure is demolished, but the next update is September 15th, there's no action necessary. Next one is BC 1087, this property was condemned in July, at the August meeting, council voted to do the other 34 days to make repairs for improvements, the next update is September 15th, no action necessary. BC 1088, BC 1074, BC 1082, 54, 36, 27, are all condemned properties, with updates, due on September 15th, 2025. There's no action necessary on these agenda items. BC 1094, this property is scheduled for a condemnation hearing on September 15th, 2025, with no action necessary. BC 1091, this property was condemned in the last meeting, 30-day condemnation order was issued, next update will be October 6th, 2025. That's 26. BC 1092, this property was condemned at the last council meeting, a 30-day condemnation order was issued, next update will be October 6th, 2025. There's no action necessary.
And that's the second property that we did. So we will go back to, the first one's BC 1093. Gene, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can. We're hosting you up on the, okay, you're on the TV, everybody can see you. Okay, so Gene, we're gonna be handling BC 1093, which is the estate of Dominic Gallagher, the estate of Dominic Gallagher, Elizabeth Carroll Gallagher, Eliza Carroll Gallagher, so just be noted.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
All right, this is BC 1093. This property is scheduled for a condemnation hearing in the state. We do have service on Mr. Eugene Goode, who is the ad hoc attorney for the estate of Dominique Gallagher, also known as Terrebonne Measure, or also known as Visa Terrebonne Measure. Our CPA does have an update on the current condition of the property.
This was a follow-up inspection. There is no significant change from the previous inspection, so it is my recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
Before we proceed with the condemnation, I think Mr. Gold is going to give us his efforts to locate that area of these individuals.
Certainly. They've been advertised in the local paper, I think, for 8 years, contact me, I sent certified letters, to last known addresses of any potential heirs, and no one's contacted our office.
So the CEO is suggesting that we issue a condemnation order in this proceeding, and so now it's up to the council.
Yeah, well, we would recommend to the council this property.
I'm moving to
Moved by Kip,
I'll second.
second by Nancy. Any questions?
How many days is the condemnation order here? If the condemnation order is issued, we see it on how many days?
It's customary that y'all give 30 days, but y'all have none of us.
Right.
All right, what's on here?
the next meeting.
50 days. Okay.
Been there a while, been there a while.
Is there a second?
After that,
All right, any questions, one time, two times, three times, we'll go on, Joey? Aye. Nancy?
Aye.
Aye. Kip? Aye. Aye.
Okay, the last property is BC 1089. This property is scheduled for a condemnation hearing today. We do have good service. Mr. Eugene Go has been appointed attorney ad hoc to represent the absentee owners, and CBO has an update of the current condition of the property.
This was a follow-up inspection. There is no change since the previous inspection, so it's my recommendation to proceed with the condemnation.
So who gave Mr. Jean an opportunity to explain to you that, who were you appointed to represent him in this matter?
Aaron Morrison Blackrock Jr.
Okay.
So I did put an advertisement, sent some letters, to some last known addresses, and I was actually contacted by multiple heirs. Just this afternoon, I was contacted by Mr. Julian LaFont. Mr. LaFont told me that he was aware of the condemnation hearing, and that he would be there, this evening to discuss it with the council. They currently have a family member who is in need of a home. And so they wanted to discuss kind of their efforts and progress that they wanted to make forward, in hopes that this individual would be able to live in the home. So I told him I would relay that information to the council.
I believe is, Mr. LaFont, is that your name? Okay, if you want to come forward, sir, you can address the council. So you know, I believe, Mr. Julian LaFont?
Is it,
Okay, he's here, so we'll address the council.
Okay, great.
I've got a family member that needs a home. We've been working on it, trying to get it fixed. And you move to put on for higher, and you need some water, I admit, but we've got carpenters in the family that can get in there and help them out. When you, somebody needs a house, I say, well, he needs a home, he has, call it contractors, and say, we do what we can. I don't wanna put a lot of burden on him that he don't need to, but he needs a home, so just give him a wife to have. And, I'm not on here, I'm just, I'm not on, but, consideration that they can be fixed.
Okay,
Still got service at the house, done some exterior work on that also, in my brother a little bit. He's a call, he can get it, you know, what he's got to do is help him out.
Mr. LaFont, was Mr. Go able to provide you a copy of the inspection report?
I mean, no, I don't know this picture.
Okay, so we'll get an inspection report for you. The council can decide today whether they want to issue a violation. But just because they issue and call it to be condemned doesn't mean that it has to be torn down. You have an opportunity as an heir to fix the property. So they usually will work with you. You come to the meetings and show that progress is being made.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so, it's up to the council. I believe South Central Planning is recommending that the property be condemned, but, we'll get Mr. Julian's contact information should the council wish to give him some time to work on the property. We can do that as well.
It is our recommendation that due to the current condition of the property, Mr. Fox, we do recommend them, and if the council has indicated we'd be interested in affording the mayors more time to make progress on its renovation, serve the council.
I'll make a motion to continue with the proceedings.
And I
done in a case like this? You'd have to do like an act of donation from the heirs to that person prior?
They could do that,
Yeah.
that's possible, but the council can still proceed against a person who acquires the property after the condemnation proceeding commences, so.
So, you know,
That's one amount of time, or?
It's not.
which time you think you use
I think another 30 days, no.
I'm thinking of that.
Well, if you get a motion and everything, we can add the 30 days. Jody, you had a question?
Yeah, just want to make sure he gets what needs to be fixed.
It just-
It just gets.
All right, we'll vote on it. Jody? Aye. Nancy?
Aye.
Mike? Aye. Kip? Aye. Donnie?
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, Jody, thank you so much.
And Mr. Crowe, just so you know, they issue the condemnation order on the property, but they're gonna, it's for 30 days. So, the CEO will come back to give us an update on what takes place after that 30 days. I have an opportunity to be heard with you when we estate as an board. We did not get gotten there in the agenda. So just one second.
We're finished, that concludes our report.
And Mayor, I also see, I know that my report is after the project status report. I know that my attorney's report is after the project status report, but if it's okay, we can handle the opportunity to hear, with Mr. Gold. It's just, it's not anymore.
I'll make a motion, we move BC 66 to the dock.
Second by Mike, second by Kip. Any questions? One time, two times, three times, we'll vote on it. Jody? Nancy?
Aye.
Mike? Aye. Kip? Aye.
Aye.
All right, Jody.
Okay, Mr. Gold, we are on the estate of Anna A. Bourne and Erlene Marie Sherry Bourne. You were appointed ad hoc counsel on that, matter, and, we received a letter indicating that you had no objection to the, like, you had no evidence to present indicating that your, absentee defendants, should not be liable for the amounts owed.
That's correct. I still haven't heard from any family member that I have no evidence for, to present to the council.
Okay, and just for the council's knowledge, as of this date, the county of Golden Meadow has expended $7,921.16 in total expenses for these condemnation proceedings. The defendants in the condemnation proceeding are given this opportunity to be heard. Mr. Jean is present on their behalf, and as a result, now we can file an affidavit of lien into the record, indicating it's a lien on the property now for that amount. So, Mr. Gold, anything else on this file?
No, nothing personal.
Okay, well, if that's all, Mr. Gold, then I will see you next time. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you. We need a motion to go back to the agenda.
I think you can just start off where we were.
Okay, building permits, we don't have any application license, we don't have. Project status report. John can't make it tonight, so he said that he did all the work.
The real one.
Yeah, we're working. So I'm Grace Casal with GIS Engineering, on here on behalf of John Claiborne, who's visiting right now. So the first project I have is sewer phase 7. That project is substantially complete, but the contractor still has, a sign to put up, construction sign to take down, and he's working with the landowner right now for a damaged fence. So this is punch list items he's gonna be working on it in the near future. Item number 2, mitigation project seawall. We have a resolution from the mayor, and said we also allow him to sign, and it's really just to resubmit the grant.
So what happened is the Delta Regional Authority has, since the time of our application, required all applications to be accompanied with the resolutions authorizing the mayor to sign. And now that that has occurred, we're just going back and doing the resolution
move that the mayor sign the application.
Moved by Mike, second by Nancy, any questions? One time, two times, we vote on it. Jody?
Aye.
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Dick?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, next we have, the FMA project. So Condo's on is complete, we've submitted plans, Sean did tell me he's supposed to meet with Mike, next week, I believe. And then he also did say you can go ahead and upload, because he said, you all may have comments, but then, you know, the FMA might have comments, so he said you can go ahead and upload to the portal. This is what I'm here for. Sewer phase 8. So I went out to the site today, so John left the perfect timing, when everything went crazy. So we had 8, services that we were supposed to put in place, and they were gonna bore underneath the road. That went down to 4, because there are other ways they can tie in. I think one is on the Jason Street and stuff like that. So that's a little down to now 4 services. So one of those 4 services, we
mentioned some buried cables. Are they telephone cables?
You don't know what they.
Because I was informed about a year ago, my landline went out, and they said that they weren't gonna run new cables, they would go a different route to provide service for the landlines. So you may check with Red, that may be the old line that was buried previous.
Okay. I'll definitely look into that. It's some sort of, landline or.
Yeah.
Sort of cable. All right, what do we have next? Okay, that one is, sewer lift station behind Williamsburg, that one's substantially complete, I think.
I'm just waiting for FPC to issue us a final reimbursement, so we're not quite.
Okay.
All the documentation's been submitted to them, but I have not received our final reimbursement request.
Okay. See, Armand, I'll see you. This one, we're currently ITRing the plans and specs. John's gonna finish it up next week. We had a few little comments that we were addressing this week, and then he comes back and just look at everything. So plans and specs are pretty much done. We're ready to bid at this point. We're just waiting to have a DOT permit. We got the court permit, we got, DNR, and we're just waiting on the DOT permit. It's been a while. Next one, we're in contact chamber. I'll be honest, I don't know.
We work with, Tom will work on that.
Okay.
And you do it.
I think it makes videos.
No report on that.
No report. Even preliminary flood maps, I don't have anything on that.
That's not heard back from FEMA.
Sewer phase 8, I'm sorry, no, sewer phase 9. We're working on the DEQ pre-application, that's how we're at, just working on the pre-app.
Good, you did a good job, Rick. Short notice, that I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, it kind of just all came about sort of Friday, and then I told them I'll be out there Tuesday, and just as they're finding the stuff, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is worse than we did, so.
That takes you more thorough than John.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
You might see you more often in the meeting.
Maybe so, maybe I'll think.
All right, attorney report, Rick.
I believe that they're already doing the golf cart list, like draft for the ordinance. So we would have to pass an ordinance to create a section in our code ordinances, to allow for the use of low speed vehicles and golf carts, on the shoulder of everyone. So y'all can look through that. Have y'all had an opportunity to look through it? He didn't say that. Oh, we don't have.
We met a couple of times in committee, we pretty much, I guess he was, I don't know if you know, Green Mine was pretty much about it worked out.
The last meeting he was at, he said that there were a few tweaks that he was made to it.
Okay, well then what I'll do is I'll forward it to y'all this evening, so y'all can look at the draft. I see there are sections in it that he underlined, which would make me think that that's the comments from the committee meetings, like specific things. So that way, but by next meeting, I'll have, if we're really in or out.
Maybe we could say there was public hearing.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Ms. Sybil Baker, we demolished her property, it was condemned. We are having the hardest time getting her release for her opportunity to be heard. But please rest assured, we are still working on it. So we'll have to defer that to next meeting again. We'll have to serve her with the sheriff, which is just not, but I will take that, that'll be my task. Adjudicated properties, I have completed this month so what we kind of had to do was the properties that we had, we just kind of do a little bit of title research on each one to make sure, because the new article said if you have to pursue it's the owner, well, who's the owner? Just because the name appears on the tax certificate doesn't mean that you're the owner. So we had to kind of do that on each of the properties. I think there are 17 again, so that took some time. We're finally ironing that out. I need the next thing that I need before we move to the next we were collecting from. So that's where we were, everything's drafted, I'm just waiting to fill in the blanks for these particular properties. So while I send you over the bulk legislation, I'll probably send you over my spreadsheet, just so you can see who the, like, what the property is, who the owner is, just so you can lay eyes on it. Some of the properties, like, they were duplicates, so you'll see, it was like maybe 20 of them at first, and we've reduced it down to some duplicates. And then the last one on the list was the opportunity to be heard for Anna May's board, which we handled with Mr. Go. So, does anybody have any questions or anything?
Johnny?
Maybe y'all said it already, but the off-road vehicle,
Yes,
will they be on the actual street itself or on the?
Shoulder.
No, is it? That some places don't have it.
I think it's what we call a school.
Yeah, that's from
How you doing now? Yeah, that's a good one.
I think
What a good, that's a good one.
I think whenever they did a ride around, I'm gonna deal with the guy that saw the spot. And that was one that we did, but school that they actually have to show them. That's all it was said.
We are going out, so I just want to make sure you weren't running in the middle of the street like they do now.
Exactly. Mr. Gerald?
Yeah, Jerry, on that, PC 1068,
Yes, sir.
at a previous meeting, I had given some information on who they could contact, as far as Mrs. Daggerfont, Mrs. Johnny Daggerfont. And, she has a daughter-in-law that works at Golden Motors. Her
Okay.
name is Vicky.
Ms. Vicky.
Vicky Daggerfont, a guy called John Jr. That would be a good source where we could get a mailing address to contact her.
Which, we have the correct mailing address.
And did you,
It's just that when the letters are sent, they're unclaimed, because I think that they know what the proceedings are about. So, that's why we've been having trouble. I know she's living with her daughter, Miss
yeah,
Valerie.
exactly.
Right. But I'll go contact Ms. Vicky, and keep
Yeah,
telling me that.
maybe we can give it a little more insight.
For sure.
And do y'all mail these notices of return and receipt requested?
We have to send it certified mail, and so someone has to sign for it.
Has to receive.
Right. So that's
Okay.
kind of the hurdle that we've been having, but, thank you for telling me that, because I'll reach out to her.
All right, just further questions on the attorney's reports, we'll move on to chief of police. Report, August status.
That's my number.
Yeah, we got August stats, we got a total of 7 arrests, 37 cases pulled, 128 calls of service. We also got 81 total tickets, but 104 violations. I also see something on here, act permission to replace the transmission at the 2020 Tahoe. The amount is $6,065.36. I don't know if you want to vote on that now, wait till the chief is here in the next meeting, or bring it up again, or?
The unit is still in operation?
I think it's still in operation as of now. I don't know if they've been having problems with it.
All right.
I don't know if
The
they're-
plan,
Council?
the plan was to let it keep running till we absolutely had to change it out, but we wanted to go ahead and get approval so that it does.
Right, that's another 2 years.
Is it gonna cost more, or just?
I mean, it should be in this general area.
30 days is, estimate is good for 30 days.
What's the wishes of the council? I mean, so,
If you can wait till Michelle's here next time, at least.
all right.
I'll make a motion.
So we give Michelle here next meeting.
I'll second that.
Second by Connie. Any further questions? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times? All right. Jody?
Aye.
Nancy?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Kip?
Aye.
Connie?
Yes.
Aye. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
So I just question,
Go ahead.
oh yeah, no, I just question, how many operational vehicles do we have for all the units? Are all the officers, that they're able to do their job?
Have one spare.
One spare, on,
They all have one and one spare.
so they all have one unit and they have one
One
spare?
race, they have spare.
Good. All right.
Just,
Thank you. stepping in. Appreciate it. Full business, Hurricane Ida. Sir?
Can I ask you one other question before moving on, before we let her go?
Yeah, it's too late already.
I can talk to you after.
Okay.
If you
Yeah,
don't
I'm
mind,
gonna be here.
Carol, it's not a regular process.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, old business, audit project, senior citizen travel, 50% due, request next FEMA call scheduled for 9/2/25. What happened today? Swimming pool, pump building, swimming pool, bathhouse, swimming, possibility of alternate projects, waiting on FEMA to obligate the town to express proposal for engineering and architect due by 9/4/25. So, Thursday. Asphalt repair on Ridgewood Boulevard and Tuesday Drive. Update from the meeting with parish resident on the 8/19. We had a meeting with Mitch Orderon, he came by, Kim and Daniel and myself, we met with him, went show him Tuesday Drive, we showed him Ridgewood, and, I think there's a plan he can, first of all, I'll tell him about money. So there, he has a plan to where he's got some money that should get repair streets. That's where we put that from. Okay, American Legion Monument, active donation sign, construction is underway. Update 127 Duchesne Street, cover damage on 16/25, contractor went, oh, that.
Do y'all have a time, a schedule when the monument might be up or?
Just waiting on another price on the cement.
I'm sorry?
Just waiting another price on the cement, we got two prices, we're trying to get the third price.
I'm just curious.
That's fine. I mean, as soon as we get the prices, you know, it shouldn't take long. All right, update on 127 Duchesne Street, cover down 16/25. Contractor went out to address the issue with damage to the cover, working still ongoing. Still working around.
So they flagged the ditch today, so hopefully they get ready to do stuff.
All right, fine.
I don't know if that's next to it, they finally went and pick up the trash. Finally.
Okay. BC 1090, 122 Omar Street, 1625, council request to give owner more time to demolish or before adding to the combination list. So you do that yet. So you wanna talk to them?
Oh, yeah, I'll see what his hold up, because I know his son come and talked to me the other day, and he said that he was gonna be bidding on something, and if he got the job, then he was gonna tear it out while he was in, but he didn't even bid on it. So.
Yeah, okay. LGAP grant award of $35,000 to be used for administration vehicle. You see that? The car should be coming in next month. Any question on any of the old business? I didn't ask each time. Yes, ma'am?
Just a question about the drainage for Dorset Street. Actually, where my building is, I know that something was supposed to be taking place for the drainage. I know that it was looked at and then nothing was done and then that money was allocated to buy a vehicle. But if you're getting a grant, why is that money not allocated to get the ditch and the drainage for my place of business?
The council voted on putting towards the car and they got money from bringing to take care of that.
So it's still in
It's still
place?
in plan, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because I just haven't seen anything done for several months, so I just didn't know.
That's not the way it operates. It's not that we want it to operate that way. Things go slow.
Okay.
A little slower than we want. Okay, new business, fifth annual Golden Meadow trunk or treat scheduled for 10/10/25. Workout calendar. Also consider authorizing and appropriating from sales tax to general fund in the amount of $400,000. Would like to transfer funds.
One good, when they don't hold the same fund, the sales tax in the general fund,
No, that's okay. I think we need a motion and a second, I think we need a motion and a second to have a discussion, right?
Is it an actual agenda item?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think we need to make a motion, just to discuss it.
All right, requesting rebuttal on.
Now, my parents will be first
myself, I spoke with her, kind of know what's going on. I mean, I'm willing to make a motion to swap funds. We still discuss.
There's a motion made by Kip, second by Nancy. Discussion, Mr. Jerry, you have your hand up?
Yeah, is there a particular need in the general fund that you need taken out of the sales tax? Is it dedicated to something in the general fund specifically, or just general fund operations?
So the sales tax fund appropriates money to the general fund every year.
Okay.
And what has happened at this point is that for the past years, we've fallen behind in the amount of revenue that the general fund has been receiving. And so in order to make sure that the revenues that we need to operate throughout the end of the year are in our general fund, we'll need to appropriate that. Our expenses have not gone up.
Okay.
It's just the revenues are
The
not
revenues.
quite there yet.
Yes, and this is the tax year, July 1st to July 1st.
No,
It's
this
a
is
calendar year.
January to December.
So this would allow the general fund to be able to operate until the end
Through
of the year.
December,
Okay.
we will have another budget that will be passed for 2026 in November.
Taking that money out of there, it's not gonna hurt nothing in the sales tax fund.
Sales tax will still have over $1 million in the account, which is set aside for projects, just as with that.
Aye. We done? We done, we're going to Jordan. Nancy?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Kip?
Aye.
Ronnie?
Aye.
Aye, Howard. Any other bills to be brought before the council? Mike, what
That's
happened?
just, it's not really that, so I was asked to make a comment, but our parish council that, the Wi-Fi is finally up and running at the
I
library.
guess I'm gonna check it myself.
Yeah, because I had checked, when they put that sign up saying that Wi-Fi available here, I checked, there was no Wi-Fi.
Well, the library, the lady in charge of the library emailed me to
Yeah.
say that they had been told that there was no internet, but her people went
Yeah,
and verified.
and what it was is you can put the box, you had never connected electricity to the box. And you put it on the agenda for the power council and then after that.
Yeah, they get the followers up.
Wanna add track,
Track. Okay, motion made by Jordan to add track, in a second.
I'll second.
Second by Nancy, any audience one time, audience two times, we vote on the Jordan. Nancy?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
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 Yeah, we had a meeting, a week and a half ago. I said, I'm glad you, a couple of parish councilmen, 3 people from Riverburg, parish council. It was a good meeting, but it's still not happening like they tell me it's gonna happen. Our truck did come a couple of days ago, picked up a couple of piles, I don't know why he did. I think I told Joe he's supposed to give you some colors again. That did happen. So just keep your fingers crossed, I'm trying, I'm staying on, and staying on. It seems like Mr. Mitch wants to